He was asked if he was going to come out and play in a back-to-back situation, and he said, I just had 2 weeks off. And I think, to your point of the efficiency and the way he's been shooting the ball, especially as of late, 60 points, 19 rebounds combined at almost 38 years old.
Yeah.
It tells you everything that he's about still at this point. And in a night like this, when you are without Anthony Davis, who has been such a focal point, he raised the bar and played like the LeBron that they needed to in this moment.
That's why I'm telling our crew here always, we can't predict what LeBron's going to do, because when we got to work yesterday, it was like, well, maybe you should sit one more game and then play the second night of a back-to-back because you don't want to play on Friday night and not Saturday night. He looks at Kyle Goon after that question. He said, I've been off for 2 weeks, Kyle. I'm playing tomorrow. And fortunately, he did, because he had 39. He had 14 of those in the fourth quarter. And there was a turning point in this game that kind of fired up the Lakers when Russ got hit in the face and Zach Collins gets thrown out of the game. That was a moment right there, Meta. That,
I don't think it was a
It got us paying attention a little bit more.
It did, and we like action. You know? But it didn't seem like a malicious foul. It was a hard foul, and I thought Russell's reaction was warranted. But it didn't seem too malicious. But I think everything was done the right way. The flagrant two, being that it was blood, and it wasn't a close game anyway.
Can I ask you a question? How's a guy supposed to react? And like, listen, if you have to give him a tee, that's fine. But doesn't Russ have to react like that? I mean, his face is bloody. He just got hit. There's no other way to react. I think it's human nature.
It's
if
human
you've ever
nature.
competed, right? Like that's
the bulk of the game is made up by guys with passion.
Yeah.
And Russell's probably leading in that category. So I think his reaction was warranted. And he didn't do much. He didn't throw a punch. You know, he didn't hit anybody. He just kind of reacted like, hey, I'm pretty upset right now.
Yeah. Allie, one thing we've come to know about Russ is he's available, he's reliable, and he's always going to bring it for his teammates. So you look at his line tonight, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. But when he got heated like this tonight, you know the guys were going to have his back.
I also loved that he stayed in the game. He shot the free throws because he understood his value. And his ability to get back on the floor. I think to your point, too, and Gita, I agree with you, what was he supposed to react? How was he supposed to react? The way he was able to remain composed after, you know, LeBron stepped in and he was able to step away. But I think,
no, go.
I just think his impact and his ability to stay level-headed in a moment like that, and I think actually big picture, too, you think of this week for the Lakers. You had that moment with Patrick Beverley in Phoenix. You have this moment right here. I think they're all pieces that matter to the chemistry and understanding who your teammates are and what you're all about.
I kind of started to like chuckle because that's exactly where I was thinking, and that's where I wanted to go. Like, these are moments that bring you, I don't know, just makes you different as a team. Right? Because these are new guys together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Part, right?
You said what?
These are new guys together for the most part. Pat Bev coming to Austin Reeves' defense. And we were all talking about that when we were watching the game. Like, when you see replays of that, I mean, DeAndre Ayton's literally standing over, talking to Austin Reeves for what? I mean, the guy got fouled and he was laying on the ground, and Pat Bev was not going to have it anymore. You see Russ tonight. I mean, Russ came after him. Everyone kind of helped him, but it was like that. These are moments, I think, where you start to see the kind of makeup of a team and if they have each other's backs or not.
I think the only reason Pat Bev got suspended was because when he pushed Chris Paul, and that kind of whiplash effect. I'm thinking they don't want that to happen. I thought the push was okay, but they're probably saying, just watch out how you're pushing people. So you don't hurt anybody.
So I want to go to Austin Reeves. I was thinking of who to go to next. Like, there's Lonnie, there's Wenyen, there's all these guys who played well. But when we're watching that game together, guys, at one point Austin was 6 for 6. He ended up 6 for 7 with 16 points. But he really is part of that Laker closing lineup. He might as well be a starter, right? He can come in and out of that. It doesn't matter if you want to bring him off the bench or not. But, Allie, just the way he's been playing alongside whomever's out there, he makes everyone better. He's good with the ball. He's making great decisions. But you're just seeing over the last few weeks a little more confidence when he has the ball and his ability to score.
Humble brag. Take your shot. I picked him.
You picked him.
Nonetheless.
Riverboat.
Riverboat Reeves. Thank you. Big shot, Robert Worry. I'm going to seal kind of that note from Billy Mack there at the beginning of the game, because you're talking about these moments when we are seeing Austin Reeves, whether it's thriving or just handling a larger responsibility. I think it's been admirable and so respected by his peers because of his ability at such a young age to come in this league and make an impact. And Billy Mack said he is second in minutes on the team behind that of Anthony Davis. And that is a reflection of trust. That is a reflection of the experience that he had at the college level.
Now, we got to hang our hats on our defense. And San Antonio's a good, hungry, young bunch that's, they're going through a transition as an organization. But believe you me, what their core values are, this team will be back to where it once was here pretty soon. And with us, we just, again, we have to really understand what we want our identity to be. And it's got to be defense. It's got to be making winning, playing winning basketball and having winning habits.
You got a couple guys going offensively. You alluded to Schroeder in the first half, seemed to find a rhythm, and then LeBron gets up to 7 threes made and the free throw line, hitting everything. What did you see on that end, and how key could that be to get those guys going?
I mean, we just got, whenever we play with pace and we move the ball from side to side, and we're attacking, we're in attack mode, and we're not settling, we're playing downhill, I mean, good things are going to happen. And, guys kind of separate themselves at different segments of the game in which you can play through, whether it's trying to get in isolation or trying to play a two-man game or involving 3 guys. But we had different guys step up during different segments of the game. Had some guys make some big threes for us, timely threes, and so I thought it was good. Guys, a lot of guys contributed.
Darvin, we start the trip with Pat Bev stepping in for Austin, and tonight we have LeBron stepping in when Russ is bleeding. Just as a coach, what did you make of that sequence to see LeBron step in there, and then expanding it to see their on-court chemistry as well with that double alley-oop?
I mean, you're talking about 2 first ballot Hall of Fame players, man, that know how to play the game of basketball, to understand when it's played the right way. They know how to play it. And highly competitive individuals, both on and off the floor. And I just, at the end of the day, again, those 3 key words: competitiveness, togetherness, and accountability. And that's what togetherness looks like. Being there for your teammate, he takes a shot to the head, and you don't want to escalate the situation. You want to try to calm him down. You got a guy with blood all over his face who's understandably upset. And just having Bron there, and it shows a brotherhood that we need that type of, that image, that action, that belief in one another. We need that to represent us as a team and as a franchise.
Well, speaking about LeBron, what about his play? He did miss a free throw, 39 after having, as I said last night, 1,000 turnovers, and he was so good on the court as well. What do you think about the way he's played tonight?
I just, it doesn't take him long to get back in rhythm. He had some tough stretches last night, 9 turnovers or whatnot. But as I mentioned after the game last night, I'm not worried about him. He's one of the best ever at self-correcting. And I thought he knew where he wanted to get his shots from. He knew what type of actions he wanted to be in. I myself tried to put him in different type of actions from different angles. But nah, he was phenomenal. I'm happy to see he got 10 free throw attempts. He had been, all year, he's been driving downhill, and just because, he plays with a ton of physicality and it's hard for people to really knock him off his route, it doesn't mean that he's not getting fouled. So I'm just happy he was able to get there for 10 attempts. And we need him to be aggressive, and we need to be smart, and just understand that, a lot of times this season, like AD, as he goes, we're going to go. And so he was very vocal, coaching up his teammates, suggesting different actions, and executing on both sides.
Darvin, you talked a lot.
Monday night, the Lakers return home to take on the Indiana Pacers. Tip-off is set for 7:30 in